Welcome back to Fifth Gear. Right, it's time for a quick look at some brilliant cars that you never knew you could afford. Presented by my lanky chum with an eye for a bargain, Mr. Johnny C. Smith.
Why, thank you, sir. Now, this week I'm going to be taking you firmly into premium sports car territory. It's a car with one of the most desirable bonnet badges ever. It's the Porsche Boxster. Incredibly, you can pick Boxsters up now for just £9,000. But if you're going to get a Porsche, get a fast one. About 15 grand buys you the more powerful S model. Here are the 3 things to look for before you buy. First up is the clutch. Now, there's a lot of Boxsters out there which have lived in the city, and if they do, they can eat through a clutch in up to 50,000 miles, which is a lot. And because they're a mid-engine car, the engine's buried somewhere under here, that means labour costs are quite high. So you could be talking 1,100 quid for a new clutch. So, how do you test it? Well, the easiest way is to strike the car up, take it on a test drive, and when you do, always feel the biting point of the clutch. If the bite point's really high up, that means the clutch is probably very worn, and if there's a glimmer of slip, that means the clutch is on its way out. If that's the case, you've got a choice. You can either walk away from the purchase or use it as a severe haggling tool. Secondly, you should always check the underneath of the oil filler cap for signs of white mayonnaise. Especially on the Boxster, because you've got the oil filler cap and the water remote from the engine. So if any mayonnaise gets all the way up to this point, it means there can be big problems. And on the early cars, this indicates cylinder imperfections. That means a new engine for a Boxster S can be up to 10,000 quid. And finally, check that your Boxster hasn't been clocked, because believe it or not, the digital odometer on these cars is actually quite easy to tamper with. And that, combined with the fact that the build quality is really good, makes it quite easy to disguise its mileage. So, always look around the instrument binnacle for signs of some ham-fisted thief pushing with a screwdriver or damaging it.
This particular 2001 Boxster is in mint condition, and we've decided to give it away as this week's competition prize. It's the top-of-the-range S model, so comes with the more powerful 245 bhp engine. It's got a leather interior and full service history, and we're also giving away up to £1,000 towards your first year's insurance, courtesy of moneysupermarket.com, plus £1,000 worth of fuel.